Are you paying too much tax on your motorcycle? That is the topic of this video, and I've got some tips on how to make this stay a little bit more in your pocket. I'm Vanessa Rock, the girl on a bike, and I'm here to talk to you about tax on your motorcycle, and more specifically, vanity tax. Now, vanity tax is one of those things that some people might not have even heard about. So let's just first of all talk about what actually is vanity tax. And here is a beautiful example of a bike that appears to have a lot of vanity tax. The easiest way to describe it is a cost to your comfort and practicality as a result of going for how goodnessly gracious me head-turningly wow factor a bike looks. And very often the ratio between customization and vanity tax is on a scale where the more length you put in your forks, the bigger your wheel, the lower your seat, the higher your bars, the more vanity tax you pay, because the vanity tax is where your bike is then less comfortable or less practical to ride. Now, the beautiful thing about customization of bikes is there are a million different things that you can do to your bike. Now, I am a Harley fan. I mean, even have a Harley belt buckle on. This is actually a Harley Davidson. Once upon a time, it was a Heritage SoftTail. I've done thousands and thousands of miles on Harleys around the world. My own Street Bob that I have in the garage at home, I've done customization on. There is so many options that can make your bike completely unique and personal to you. So this beauty here is Gary's from Tour1. You'll have seen me do a couple of his trips, Romania, New Zealand, the Alps, doing all of the top alpine roads. And this is one of his bikes out of the garage, and I sneakily managed to get hold of the key this morning and have taken it to a ride. But I have a surprising experience on this bike, so stay tuned and I will give you that experience. Now, if we look at this bike, there's clearly some vanity tax going on when it comes to the cleaning. There is a lot of polishing that's going to be required for this bike, which might mean on a horrible wet day, you go, I'm not going to ride my bike today. So immediately you'll have lost some riding because you've gone for the bling. But my goodness, look at the engraving on those pipes. It's absolutely beautiful. There's like beautiful leather detailing in the seat. Amazing paint job. It's going to be one of those bikes that maybe you keep in the garage a little bit more, especially in UK weather, because of that cleaning tax. Practicalities. Now, these bars aren't actually that big when it comes to 8 bars. They're quite small, but the length and the angle of that bad boy gives you quite a high seating position with regards to your arms. And it doesn't take much maths to work out that when your hands are above your heart, your blood flow and your circulation's a little bit difficult, so long rides could become challenging. You then got the seat. This bike appears to have a lot of vanity tax, and that is where you're wrong. There are a lot of very custom bikes that are incredibly uncomfortable. They have hard suspension, they bottom out on the potholes, horrible seats, your arms are up, your blood circulation's going. But Gary, who had this bike made, has been very, very smart, because this bike has a very, very low vanity tax, but an incredible head-turning presence. So I'm going to tell you some of the secrets. He basically had practicality, wanting to go for a ride, and comfort as key focuses in the customization process. So believe it or not, you can actually take out these little things here, these little sliders, and a pannier will go on the back. So immediately you have practicality to go touring. He's actually ridden this on some of the biggest and most exciting hairpine roads in the Alps. So he's been on Stelvio on this. Now, I rode it here this morning and I was expecting it, sorry Gary, to be horrific. I really was. Like, look at it. It looks like it's going to be a pig to ride. You're not going to get around any corners, and it was actually beautiful. It's got good suspension. It's got a lovely, comfortable seat. The classic cruiser seating position of a Harley was beautiful. My hip pain definitely enjoyed it. I'd say the front brakes maybe need a little bit of a retune, but I think that's more of a retune than an issue. And amazingly, once you're on it and riding along, Oh, my key is in the bag. Classic fail, Vanessa. Quick. Run, camera! Just grab my black coat. So it is. Got a fancy alarm system as well. There we go. We'll just keep that handy. I'm not stealing you, beautiful. So actually, when you look at me on the bike riding, that line to my heart is nowhere near as bad. Not like some of the massive 8 bars. The rake and the angle of the steering, once you're on it, you can really pull it around corners. Where I got a bit of a surprise was when I pulled up in the car park here, and that, believe it or not, is full lock. So you really have to plan your slow maneuvering. But when you're riding, it turns and pulls around corners, beautiful. So obviously you've got lots of power and torque in the engine. It blew me away. It's actually considerably more comfortable than I expected. Move! Oh my god, it's like herding cats around this place. Oh, this is the guy that owns the bike, by the way.
Hi.
Okay, quick insert into the video. Doing what I do takes a lot of time and energy, so I want to say thank you to BikeSure for helping me support this video. Now, BikeSure are an insurance company for motorcycles, and it doesn't matter what type of bike you have, they are going to be able to find a policy for you. And even if you are going down the turbo custom side of things, it doesn't matter what you've done, give them a call and they will be able to give you a personal quote with the best price possible to ensure your pride and joy. So that is BikeSure. I will pop a link in the description, and massive thank you to BikeSure for supporting me with this video. Let me know if you've got any questions. But let's get back to Vanity Tax. Now, when it comes to obviously these tax situations across the ranges of bikes that are available, if we step this way a tiny bit, this is the sort of bike you'd more typically go on a cruise to Stelvio in the Alps if you're a Harley rider. This is the sort of bike that I've done thousands of miles on across some of the countries I mentioned before, and I would say this has 0 vanity tax. It still looks good, but it is pure comfort. Unbelievable power in the 114 engine, huge practicality in the panniers. You can even take a pillion, you've got music, massive wind buffer and stuff. So you're definitely going to be more comfortable. But when you're doing your customization, if you want to have a bike that you're going to actually want to take out the drive and ride for pleasure, not just for like how good you're going to look when you rock up in the car park, which is kind of fun, by the way, because like, look this way. That is a bike that gets some attention. So hopefully this video gives you a few things to think about when you are planning your customization. So a quick recap. You want to think about good suspension. You want to think about the power and the availability of the power that you're getting through your engine. If you go for a big bore and a stage 4, it's going to massively reduce that comfort and control doing really slow driving around town, as an example. You want to think about how much cleaning it's going to require. Are you going to want to go out on a wet, windy day? For how much cleaning you're going to do, you're going to want to think about the comfort of your bottom. Really, really big one. Is that seat comfortable enough? What position are your legs going to be in? Your hands going to be in? Can your body do that kind of origami? What about the actual control and feel? What tires are you going to be able to put on it? If you go for some absolutely crazy, outrageous rims, are you going to be able to get a decent tire that's going to be comfortable, durable, high quality enough for the sort of riding that you're going to be doing? Are you going to want to be able to take bags, panniers, a pillion? They're all things to think about. Another one, which I think a lot of people maybe don't think about enough, because loud pipes save lives, is your pipes and your engine noise. Now, we've driven through some really quaint, beautiful villages in the New Forest today. I was very aware of how loud I was on this bike. You know what, I should start her up for you so you can hear her. So that's another one to think about. If you live in a really tight neighborhood and you're going to be disappearing off to, I don't know, even work in the morning, are your neighbours going to hate you if you put those really sporty loud pipes on? Are your own hearing going to hate it as you're riding along going, "Arr"? All things to think about. Anyway, I am Vanessa Ruck. Let me know what you do on your bikes. What have you customized? Have you done something that's made it look really cool and head turning, but actually a sacrifice to the practicality of the bike? What are some of your favorite customs? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you hit subscribe. I am going to start this bike up and let you hear the purr. Oh, the key. Oh, look, this is the, oh no, the key's on me. Or have I got your key? No, it's here. I reckon. There we go. She had a sweet spot. Okay, so we'll just make that work. First time starting a bike. Are we ready?